Okay, so in this tutorial I'm going to demonstrate using the color key effect to cut out some clip art and then overlay it over a background and then do some copy and paste techniques to create additional images. So I've imported my folder here, color key graphic elements. I'm going to double click into that so I can only see that in my project panel. And this is all based on preferences where I can open a bin and then it only shows me that bin. I can always step out of it and go back up, right? But anyway, I'm going to be in here. I've got three images. I'm only going to use these two, the landscape and the bird flying vintage. So I'm going to create my sequence, and I'm going to create the sequence based on this landscape image, which I'm going to right click. I am on a PC right now demonstrating this, so translate that if you're on a Mac. I'm going to go to properties, click on that, and I can see that it is 1920 by 1080. All right, so I'm going to use that as a reference for my sequence. Then I'm going to go up to sequence. No, actually, I'm sorry. I'm going to go right here for new item. And then we can do this several ways. I can do new item here. I can also right click, new item, sequence. I can also go up to file, new, where's my sequence? Right there. So I'm just going to click here, and you also have an additional shortcut, Control N. Okay, on the Mac would probably be, I believe, Command N. Anyway, I'm just going to click here. So that's 4 ways to do it, and you get your dialog box, right? And in this second folder, I am defaulting here. So if you don't get that, if you show up in one other folder, just click on the HD 1080 folder, open that up, and go into that middle setting, which gives you 1080p 30 frames per second. Click OK, creates the sequence, brings it in here in the project panel, and I would rename that just whatever, main sequence, right? So you can differentiate that from the clips. Grab your landscape clip, just drag it down, boom. It looks really small in the timeline because I just need to magnify it, so I'm going to hit my plus key, just kind of magnify that a little bit. I'm going to extend the size of my timeline a little bit, so there it is. I'm going to adjust my positioning of these tracks so I can create a little bit more room up top because I'm going to create some extra birds. And I'm going to right click in this area and add tracks. I'm going to add 2 more video tracks right up here. Boom, right? Click OK. And now I've got a total of 5 video tracks. I'm not dealing with audio, so I'm adjusting how those tracks display in the timeline. I'm going to double click my bird. There's my clip art. I'm going to bring that down, and I'm actually going to put it up on 5. Right, and you can see the white background over it. I want to get that out of the way, right? I want to clear out the white so I can superimpose the bird over the landscape. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to go and you need to have your effects panel already open, right, available, and the effect controls panel, right? If you don't have them, you can always go up to Window and you can add them here, okay? So I'm going to go into video effects, and I know this is in the keying folder. Expand that, and there's the color key. I'm going to drag it, and I actually have this clip open right now in the effect controls. You can see it right here, source. This is why I named the sequence, because if you drag the landscape shot down there, then it would also name the sequence landscape. So that can be confusing. So I just make sure I name the sequence, and then that way you know you're in that sequence, and you also know that you are working on that clip, okay? So I can drag it down to the image, or I can just drag it right over here into the effect controls, and it applies it. You can see that all of a sudden I get this red line over the bird because I have just altered it, right? So I'm going to reset my playhead at the very beginning, and I'm going to turn on all these stopwatches, right? Toggle animation switches is what they're officially called. And I'm not keyframing like changes. I'm just setting one set, right? So on key color, I'm going to hit my eyedropper, and I'm going to go hover over here on the white and click on that, and just with one click I get a fairly good cut of that background. Okay, then I have these other attributes, that properties that I can manipulate. Your color tolerance, I'm going to actually increase that value, and that kind of cleans up the edge, right? And again, depending on your computer, you may get a different value from me. You want to be careful not to go too far, because if you go too far, then it's going to start cutting this sort of part of the bird's shoulder or chest, because that's the next closest color to white, right? So this is looking for white. What you're doing here is you're selecting white pixels and you're saying, I want to get rid of the white pixels, but you're only affecting that on that top layer, right? You notice that the white in the background is not being affected because this is a separate layer, and that's the whole idea. All right, so I'm going to leave that at about like maybe 123, which doesn't look so bad. Edge thin allows you to further fine tune that edge, and this is a very and this doesn't go that far, so it only goes up to 5. And you can see if you go to 5, then you start cutting into the bird. You cut out the edge of the eye. So you want to be, this maybe you're going to do like 1, okay? And that might even be too far, because I can see that kind of like starting to chew up that. So I'm actually going to leave that at 0, okay? And then the edge feather, what that does is kind of smooths out that edge. Okay, so if you go too far, you might start getting the edges of the frame. So be careful with that. This is also something that's very sensitive. So I'm going to maybe do like maybe 0.5%. And then I might actually go back here and do edge thin 1. And that actually is still cutting it, cutting some other close colors. So I'm going to actually increase my color tolerance. Sometimes you got to go back and forth a little bit. So I'm going to maybe, go about 126, 127. Okay, so there I've got it cut out. Now I'm going to collapse that color key, and I'm going to give this some motion. Okay, I'm going to turn on position, scale, and I'm going to just make this bird a little smaller. I'm going to knock it down to, let's see, 50. There you go. All right. And I'm just going to do, have it like fly across the screen. I'm going to expand my effect controls, and I'm going to turn on my transform tool, and I get the wire frame, and I'm going to bring the bird off to the left, right? And then I'm going to advance my playhead a little bit, and then bring it back out. Now it's off screen. Here's a little trick. Because it's off screen, you can't see it. Right here, you have something that you can adjust your display. It says fit, which means it's going to fit, your full screen. But you can go back down, for example, to 25, and you can see it right here. So this is off screen, but you can at least grab that and now bring it in and bring your bird up to here, and then you can go back to fit. Boom. So now that's my first keyframe, second keyframe, right? Then I'm going to advance my playhead later in time, and then I will grab this and put it in that next position, which applies a keyframe at that point, right? And I'm going to do another one a few seconds later, and then I will position the bird up there, which will be applied to that keyframe. You see? And then I'm going to do my final keyframe. I'm going to move the playhead, and then I'm going to grab the wireframe, and I'm going to position this off screen, so it will, based on that last keyframe will represent the bird being off screen. All right, there it is. Check back, go back, and you can check your path, and there's the bird. All right, so now this we're going to call this mama bird, right? So now, and also to get rid of that wireframe, just click in any black area down here. You could even click in the timeline, right? But you want to keep that engaged, so let me turn that back on. And now we want to duplicate this bird. We want to give it some small birds. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and Control C and click away. deselect that and Control V, which will paste the bird, right? So now it's over here, and now I'm going to go ahead and select this copy, right? It still has the same path, right? So I did I copied this, I pasted it over here. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to that first keyframe on scale and make this 25, which will make it smaller. Okay, and so now it's a small bird. And now I'm going to again copy this smaller version, Control C, click away, Control V, and I'm going to do it again to make two more. There you go. So now I've got 3 copies of the original mama bird, but they're smaller. Okay, and I'm going to bring them in, and I'm going to sort of stagger them right in the timeline. Let me magnify that section. Right, I'm going to have to extend my background, and now you're going to see the mama bird coming in. Okay, this is kind of hiccuping a little bit, and here come the little baby birds. Now if you want to condense that distance, I'm going to bring these birds coming in. This is just like what you did on Project 2. Alright, so here comes mama bird, and here come the little baby birds. Right, and so they're, because you copy and pasted them, and also copy and pasted the attributes when you copied them, you didn't have to recreate those file paths, those motion paths. You can click on any one of them and adjust that if you want, right? But this is a quick way to create those layers. And here you've created a multi-layered section where you were applying video effects and motion effects. Okay, so that's incorporating your video effects, your color key, and motion. And you want to keep the background. You could even take that to the next step and, for example, put a lens flare. Now I'm going to collapse this. This is a little bit more advanced. I'm going to grab the lens flare, and I'm going to select the landscape background, right? And you can see now I'm up here in landscape. I'm going to grab the lens flare and apply it to the background. So now you can even add another video effect to sort of enhance this image, you know, and you can now take that lens flare, right? Turn on your brightness. You know, I'm not going to mess with lens type or blend, but flare, center, and brightness, and have the sun, right, pretty much come over the horizon as the birds are flying. So this is also going to definitely require some more rendering. So I'm adjusting the X and Y. I'm going to start it over here. I'm going to start it off camera, or off screen, pull it back. So that's a start. I'm just going to do a few positioning here. Pretty simple positioning, and I'm going to bring it up, and in the center of the at the middle of this whole little sequence, I'm going to position the sun somewhere right up in here, and I'm going to adjust the Y, bring it up high, and then at this point too, I'll have it flare up. I'm going to add another keyframe for brightness, and maybe turn that up to like 150. Okay, so it gets a little bright. And then I'm just going to go towards the end and add a position here, keyframe, and then I will reposition the sun sort of like it's setting off on the horizon, right? And you can see, because I've got more effects on here, it takes a little bit more work on the computer. This is why rendering is so critical, because this would not play smooth. Right, so I've taken off screen. I'm going to add one more keyframe on the flare brightness, and I'm going to bring that down pretty low, like, you know, maybe like 25. So pretty much it's gonna pretty much fade out. So let's play this through. I'm going to Control S, Command S. So it's not going to play super smooth. You can see it's kind of like hiccuping, but you can get the idea. And as the birds fly off, the sun goes down. right? So you would come back here and render this, and you could watch it, right? Mark an in and out, go up to sequence, and do render into out. It's going to take a second here because we also added that lens flare to the background. And once this renders, and then we will, then you can play it back and it will be finalized. You can always go back and tweak any of those keyframes for any of those layers. Okay, so now you can see we're finally rendered, and we get the green line on the timeline, and now it plays through in real time, nice and smooth. You've got all those layers going. You've got multiple video effects. You've got the color key on 4 of those layers, right? And you have a video effect on the background. And there you go.